Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 11th, and I am temporarily unemployed until either A, I find a new job, or B, August comes around. When August comes around, I don't know if I have to reapply or just show up on the day of orientation. But basically, I can go back to work in August for the college, or I can get myself a good paying part-time job that will has good enough money to help ends meet between YouTube and work, and who knows what other forms of income I can get, whether it's per diem or part-time job. I've already been, I've already had Indeed employers using Indeed to say, "Hey, we've got a job. You look like you can fit in here and fit in there." And I read up on the job and go, "No, I'm not a mechanic. I don't want to be a driver. That in fact, I don't want to work. I really don't want to work fast food ever again. Literally, I'm done with fast food. Problem is, unless I can get like a manager's job or something that has nothing to do with food, I'm gonna be stuck doing fast food until who knows when. Which means this will have to get cut every time I have to get a new job, and I hate that. I don't want to cut it no more. But just is what it is, and I have to comply, which I'm getting tired of. The idea of complying, I've never been one to basically comply to anybody who acted like an authoritarian type personality. I hate those type of people. Which is kind of funny because from time to time, Jerry acts that way, and I go, "Whoa, nobody's in control of anybody. We're individuals who live together, and the only binding aspect of our lives is the marriage contract." Well, that's not true. There's more than that, but that's the agreement, or the act of marriage is not just marrying somebody for the whatever. It's because there's a deep connection. But I get to the point where it's like, no, no. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I don't want you to try to tell me what to do. We can sit down and talk about it and come up to a mutual agreement, and we'll work from there. We've had a lot of those in the past because she did not quite understand me in the beginning, and I didn't understand her in the beginning. But now it's like I understand her frustrations, and I understand her issues because of being, as she puts it, at my mercy, which I didn't think I didn't think there was something going on where it's at anybody's whim. But I know where it's coming from, and most of it's coming from the fact that she's going stir crazy sitting at home, and she wants me to do certain things, and either A, I don't feel like doing them, or B, I just like why. We don't really have the money to do some of the things that she's been wanting me to do. But I was like, look, that ever since I got this job, I have been working my butt off between work and home. Now, I don't have to do either. I can sit there and go, I don't feel like going to work. I don't care about a paycheck. I don't care, no. It's a necessary evil of modern day times. But I can say no to running errands that I just don't feel like doing. And then she wants to, it's not that she's thinking straight when she says it, but it's like because of all the things going on with her life right now, she's like, you just don't want to do it. You want to ignore it. You don't want to do it because of this, that, that. I'm like, no. I don't want to do it because of the fact that I'm tired. I'm sore. I want to come home. I want to relax before I have to worry about making dinner. I don't want to have to go running around to places that I really don't feel like going to. You know, I'm sorry, but we've gone up to Doolittle, I don't know how many times, because the Dunkin' Donuts app says that they were open, and we get there and they're not open. I'm tired. I'm tired of running up there just to see if it's open or not. Dollar Tree. There's very few things in Dollar Tree that I need, let alone want. So why would I go there if I don't need or want anything? As far as I'm concerned, you go to the grocery store or any store because there's something at the store that you need, not want. Because if it was that case, I don't know how many times I would have gone to GameStop or into the gaming section of Walmart to purchase a game just because I want it. Doesn't mean I'm going to play it, but I want it. Yeah, granted, that one game may cost the same amount of money as all the stuff that she could be walking out of Dollar Tree with. I just don't. I don't see the necessity, especially when right now I am trying to get rid of most of what I have because either A, I don't need it anymore, or I don't want it anymore. It's like I could easily take half the video games I have for all my video game consoles, take it to GameStop, and maybe have enough money to walk away with the newest and latest Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty or the different games that I like playing. You know, but I don't. I don't because the factor, oh, maybe I'll be interested in playing it one more time somewhere in the future. Or maybe it'll be worth some money if I have the box and all the information for that game. Don't know. But my point is if I don't feel like going there, why am I going? Yeah, I know that some people say, well, you're doing it for Jerry because Jerry wants you to. Right. Okay, sure. Let's do that on like I don't know, a Saturday or maybe a Sunday when I have more time to deal with than the 6 hours of time from when I get home to the time I want to go to bed. Because I don't want to get into a situation where it's like, oh, it's 6 p.m. and dinner's not made and you're on your way home from Dunkin' Donuts. Why don't you stop at Arby's or McDonald's or someplace to get dinner? Well, one of the other reasons why I don't want to go to the other places for anybody is because I want to save my money for, oh, I don't know, either an RV or equipment to make it to transform the back end of my minivan into a RV, or maybe buy an old schoolie from an auction house and refurbish it like my neighbor does. But I don't think I want a big giant one. I just want one of the smaller ones. I just there are things that I'm trying to save money for that I want in the future, but Jerry wants stuff now. I mean, we're constantly battling on who gets to put stuff in the Amazon shopping list for a near future purchase. And I know lately, most of it has been either medical supplies like band-aids and gauze and tape, or stuff that she wants for whatever reason. A couple new shirts that are smaller than her old shirts because she's lost weight but now she's gaining it back. Little things. Now, I'm not complaining about it because actually, yeah, I can understand that if I was in her situation, I'd probably be doing the same thing 10 times over. But the thing is, you've got to learn how to control your spending. I don't know when the last, well, no, I'll take that back. It's been about a week since I actually went out on my way home to buy some sushi or some, a type of snack cake or dessert item that I can get at um, Price Chopper, and the only place I can get those particular items is Price Chopper. Or once in a blue moon, I'll go over to the liquor cabinet and buy a bottle of mead. And I think the last time, other than today, that I bought a bottle of mead was almost a month ago. Because I'm not drinking as much as I used to. Because I need my brain is already going bye-byes because of the heat at work, and then trying to remember Jerry requesting me to make her something and then forgetting about it, and then she'll make a complaint or say something not really snide, but just like, oh, you forgot about me again? You didn't make my shake? And I'm like, how many times did you remind me? Because I don't remember. I only remember you requesting it once, and by the time I got around to where I could have made it, it was already 8 p.m. And I know making her shake at 8 p.m. is not good for her, let alone me. So I'm just like, sorry. I can't remember everything anymore because there's so much to remember. And I mean, Jerry and I are trying our best to keep our spirits up and communicate as much as we, need to. And unfortunately, between her brain and my brain, a lot of things are not getting remembered, and I'm just like, okay, that's it. One of the things I need to do Thursday morning is literally sit down and make myself a to-do list. Literally grab a pad of paper and a pen and go from room to room to room, writing out everything that needs to be done in that room as best as I can, even if it's just clean guest room. Sometimes, a simple clean guest room will make me go in there and go, okay, yeah, I need to do more than just sweep and mop. I need to pick this up, clean this up, put this away, do this, do that, do it. Because when I say clean, I don't mean like, let's just nitpick. No, I mean top to bottom, left to right, clean the whole room to the best of my ability. Now, I might write down specific details if there's specific things that needs to be worried about the most. Like if I don't go back to work for the summer, I have maybe 2.5 months worth of time to literally get everything done I want to do, between finishing up in here, finishing up the guest room, finishing up in the bedroom, clean up the bathroom, like clean it up better than it is now, rearrange a few things and purge a few things and that kind of stuff, and then help Jerry Ann finish up the craft room and maybe get her crafting before the 4th of July. Go into the living room, pick up, clean up, finally take down the Christmas tree. Unless I just Mom might not like it, but it might be easier for me if we just turned it into a forever tree and decorate it for seasons or specific holidays, like green and gold for St. Patrick's Day, red, white, and blue for 4th of July, autumn colors for autumn, pumpkins and witches and bats and that kind of thing for Halloween, and then leave the autumn stuff up there and do turkeys and pumpkins and cornucopias and things that you think about for Thanksgiving and then take everything down for Thanksgiving and put up icicles and snowflakes and snowmen and Christmas type decor for Christmas. And when Christmas is over, just take the Christmas stuff down and maybe put, you know, New Year's stuff on there. No, because we do Little Christmas. So Little Christmas stays up until like the 7th or something like that. So basically, after Little Christmas, just take the Christmas stuff down, but leave like the wintry type decor. Or take the wintry type decor down and start, prepping it for hearts and roses and like Valentine's Day stuff. But I would want to move it out from in front of the Arcadia door to someplace else so I can get in and out of that Arcadia door. That, in fact, my Arcadia door has a gap underneath it, and the only thing that's keeping anything out from coming in the house is like this brush mesh type looking stuff that just sweeps the debris out from underneath the door as it rolls back and forth. Well, we have an issue. The wasps and the yellow jackets have learned how to climb down the door or the glass and find that spot on the outside to get inside. And I've already had to kill one. Mom had to kill one, and I'm like, I've got to find a way to keep, find a gap stop or a blocker of some sort so they can't come in. Otherwise, I'm going to be buying cans of Raid and hair spray, because that hairspray works faster than the Raid. If you don't know this trick, I'll tell you about it. Take a can of hairspray, and if you've got a wasp or anything like that you don't want in the house, especially if it flies. I don't know how well it might work on scorpions because I've never had to deal with scorpions. But you might have to do a little bit of cleanup afterwards. But if you spray that wasp or hornet or anything like that, in fact, I think what I killed yesterday was a yellow jacket. I mean, you give that yellow jacket a heavy coat, one, he can't fly. So that stuff acts like glue. So he can't move those wings. You spray him hard, then after that, because he can't fly, his legs stop adhering to the walls or the windows and whatnot, so he falls to the ground. So when he falls to the ground, that's when you can get a shoe and smack him good. If you can't smack him good, but you still gave him a heavy coat, he will most likely suffocate, because trying to clean that stuff off his body just gums up his mouth, and then they're dead. So it works better than Raid, because all Raid is a poison, but he can still fly, which means he's still a danger to anybody who's allergic to bee stings. So yeah, the only Raid that I know of that really works on especially yellow jackets, because I had a yellow jacket nest in an old pumpkin that I left out on the porch, and I had to literally hose that pumpkin down and anything that came out. But what I found that worked just as good is it's a foaming cleaner, and I can't remember the name of it. No, it's not scrubbing bubbles, but when you spray it as soon as it gets onto wherever you're spraying, it just starts to foam up. Well, they didn't like that shit, and they were trying to get away from it, and every time they try to get away from it, it hits the ground. It's like, ooh, stomp fest, I really don't like bugs. I mean, I can handle them, but when it comes to like wasps, bees, anything like that could sting me, I just don't like them. I've had enough bee stings and whatnot that I'm surprised I don't have some sort of like anaphylactic shock if I get stung. But I don't actively go to harm any of these bugs. But if they go coming after me, then it's like, okay, well, you want to fight? Okay. One of the things that most people don't realize or understand, bees, especially your average American honeybee, they do not like stinging unless they feel threatened. Because when they sting you, the barbs that are on their stinger get stuck in your skin and they try to get away from you. And what they end up doing is they end up pulling part of their abdomen out of the spot where the stinger is supposed to be on their body, which basically eventually causes them to die. Wasps and hornets and yellow jackets and stinging bugs of that nature have barbed tails, but the bar they can pull the barb out of your skin without hurting them. So they can sting you and sting you. Actually, no. Do they have barbs or hairs? I don't know what it is. But they can keep on stinging you as many times as they want to. And that's what makes wasps and yellow jackets and hornets more dangerous than your average bumblebee. So just keep that in mind if you go outdoors and you happen to see a hornet's nest or a wasp's nest or a yellow jacket nest. Leave them alone. Try to stay as clear from them as possible. Because if the whole nest gets riled up and decides to come after you, you might as well just start running and hoping you can find a body of water that you can jump into so they can't get you. Just make sure you're not in Florida when it happens, because there might be crocs or gators or whatever down in that muddy water. But nature has a way of protecting its own. Unfortunately, bees, they seem to have gotten the short stick. But they're smarter than the average bug, because they know, unless they're threatened to be aggressive. Other stinging bugs are just aggressive. Anyhow. Sorry, my mind is going a little everywhere because I'm excited by the fact that I have time off. I'm having issues with dealing with stuff already, and it's not even my first day off. And these issues aren't really something, I could ignore the issue for the most part, because there's not much I can do. And that's the issue with the haters and people who want to believe the garbage that they're fed and not listen to the people who are dealing with the issues. Like, so many people want to say, Jerry doesn't have cancer. She's just faking it. She's just trying to get attention. Bullshit. I've got enough paperwork. We've got enough paperwork to say, yes, it's cancer. Got enough, we can go online to our portal and see the doctor's reports and see the radiology imagery and all that fun stuff to see how it's progressing. So I'm like, you know what? I got no time for these people anymore. I keep on I've been telling Jerry, if you don't like the comment seems too negative, or they're trying to stir up problems because of the fact that they want to think one thing when we're telling totally different, giving them what we know, that's on them. There's nothing we can do except for just go, bye-bye. Go away. Or, some of the replies or comments that she's made in return, it's like, don't treat them with kid gloves. They don't want to believe you, blast them out of the water and then ignore them. It's getting redundant. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting stupid. It's actually kind of tiresome, even though it's funny as all get out. And I don't care no more. It's like, okay, if you don't want to believe me, and I'm the one living with it, or you don't want to believe Jerry, who's got it, well, then you've got a problem with yourself. It's not our problem anymore. It's your personal issue. And you know, I don't have time to deal with it. Jerry's got all the time in the world, and I'm like, look, all you're doing by reading their nonsense and their garbage is either A, you're feeding into your own problems, your own negative issues that you're fighting on a daily basis, or B, you're just, misery loves company. And I, for one, am not going to let it, stop me from being me. She's doing her best to not let it stop her being her. We're both basically at the point where it's like, if you don't believe us, and we're the ones who are living it, and we're the ones talking to the doctors, we're the ones reading the doctors' reports. We've showed you the reports, we've showed you the x-rays, we showed you all the information we have straight from the doctors, and you still don't want to believe us. Well, that's fine. That's your choice. But do us a big favor. Either shut up and go away, or be prepared to be blocked, because I don't see the sense of why Jerry is explaining things to these people over and over and over again and again and again, and it's the same information, maybe slightly worded different so you would understand better, but these people are still acting like she's lying through her teeth. And I'm like, that's their problem. No reason to address it. You can't, once these people make up their minds that you're lying, there is nothing short of being struck by a lightning bolt from God that's going to change their minds. Because that's the base human nature. When a person gets an idea stuck in their head, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to change their thought pattern or their belief system or whatever until they get smacked in the back of the head by God. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them just turn around, look at God and go, what was that for, and who are you? I know that I have some skepticism when it comes to certain things, but there are other things that I'm just like, okay, well, all right, you've given me all your information. I've looked at all the information. There's nothing I can do to rebuke it or rebuttal it or whatever. So obviously it's got to be the truth. And I think that's the biggest problem with the world today, especially America. More and more Americans are becoming so thick-headed that they won't believe something unless they've experienced it or they've heard it directly from the doctor, or and sometimes some of them probably sit there and go, okay, so that's what, you say your doctor said, but I wasn't there to hear it, so I'm going to have to say, no, he didn't say it. How the world would you know unless you were there? How did anybody know anything about anybody else unless they were there to hear it or see it or experience it themselves? So either A, 90% of the world or 90% of America are a bunch of liars, or B, we've just never been in their shoes yet. I choose B. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say yay or nay. Just like anything. The one thing that I saw that made me laugh on the internet, did aliens help build the pyramids? I don't know. I wasn't there. It's speculation. I wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. Were the Norse gods real? I don't know. I wasn't living back then. Speculation. Is the Bible real? I don't know. I wasn't there when it was written, so I'll have to go with what my heart tells me. Everything around us, we can sit there and go, I don't know. I wasn't there when it happened. So either you can go with that, or you can sit there and go, well, so and so was there, and they told me this, and I found out this, and it was, and both people were saying the same stuff, just in their own different mannerisms or their own ways. So it's a good strong chance it's real. It's the truth. Like I can sit there. I can. My brother-in-law, God bless him. He was an atheist. He was raised and educated through the Catholic school system in New York. Went to a college, a non-religious college in upstate New York, Buffalo, New York. Became an atheist because everything he was taught, he learned something else different from either a non-religious source or a different religion other than Catholicism, and became an atheist. Now, that's his choice. That was his choice. Now, whether he found out the truth or he was right, I don't know. I'm not up there. But obviously, he's wherever he is, and hopefully he's happy and much more educated than any of us. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like you cannot sit there and say that whether Jerry Ann and I are lying or not, because you're not in our shoes. You don't live with us. You don't go to our doctor. You don't have our information. So sitting there and calling either one of us liars or anything like that, you're just making yourself look like a fool in most people's eyes. Now, as for the other things that that Jerry has been blamed for, soft begging. Neither one of us knows exactly what soft begging is. Somebody tried to explain it to me, and I still went, "That doesn't sound like anything I've done." Yes, I talk about my finances. Yes, I talk about sometimes we're struggling, but then we're not struggling because of the factor I don't know all the numbers. Jerry does. Jerry can sit there, or we can sit there and talk about our budget, and I'll look at the information, I'll look at the numbers and go, we owe so much. But the thing is, it's not that we're poor or anything like that. It's 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 life. You spend money, you use your credit cards, you accumulate a debt, so you got to pay off the debt, and you're given a choice when you go to hit the button that says pay. Pay the bill. And a lot of these places will go, do you want to pay the amount due? Do you want to pay the balance due, or other? And you can choose how much to pay that particular time. Doesn't mean we need money. Doesn't mean we're broke. It just means that we have to make X amount of dollars to ensure that the bills are paid off. It doesn't mean that everything's going to be paid off and we're going to see a nice big zero saying, we don't owe anybody anything. That would be the grand plan, but still got to have money to pay the bills. Still got to have money to buy the food. Still have to have money for recreation, or, some money on the side for, fun day. Hey, yeah, they've got a special over there at Colton's. 2 for the price of 1. Let's go. Or hey, we got this money in savings, and there's a new. I'm gonna say the name of. There's the new Marvel movie, Doctor Strange. Whatever the subtitle is. Let's go see it. Let's go to the movie and watch it in the movie instead of waiting for it to be on Disney Plus or whatever. So it's not like that when we talk about our finances, we're asking for people to give us money to help us out. No. We're just letting you know where we are in life. We're talking about our life. We're not asking anything from anybody. We've gotten plenty of stuff for, friend mail and gifts and whatnot, but I didn't ask for it. That tapestry, I didn't ask for it. I was given it as a gift. I told people what I'm interested in, what I'm studying, and all the Norse mythology and blah blah blah. I got sent that tapestry. I got sent this tapestry over there. I got sent that wolf tapestry because I like wolves. This one I really like because it combines both Norse mythology and wolves. You know, this was a gift from a friend, from somebody who knew, my tastes. You know, I don't have much more in here that I remember as friend mail or gifts or anything like that, because I don't remember everything. I just remember a good bit of it. You know. In fact, most of the things in this room, except for some of my books and one or two other items that I bought myself. I mean, Jerry got me a Celtic longsword for a wedding gift. Her brother Robert gave me a identical type sword, but it's a short sword of Celtic design. Because of me knowing my ancestry from Scotland, I bought a nice Scottish dirk. It sits in my space as more decoration than anything else. I don't ask for anything. If anybody wants to give me something, well, that's their choice. If that is considered soft begging, okay, fine, I'm guilty. But, a lot of the things that we've been accused of, it's like, what's that? Or, really? I didn't think I was doing that. It's not like I've said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go set up a special page so you can throw cash in there, throw money in there for whatever. Maybe I'm looking for, a way to pay off a debt or something like that. I can dip into that fund. But no, I'm not doing that because I'm not the type of person, because the way I was raised, to look for handouts. That's why it was really, really hard for me to go apply for unemployment during Christmas break, because that's like asking for a handout. But the thing is, unemployment was set up for people who lose their jobs or are temporarily unemployed to be able to get some funds from their hard-earned money to be able to pay bills or to survive until my next job, or when school opens back up. I'm not gonna sit there and go, I'm on the heels and balls of my heels because I ran out of money and I need no, I'm not gonna do that, because I can work. I can get a job. I can do what's necessary to bring in money to pay my bills. So can Jerry. And the thing is, here's something I am going to point my finger at. Don't know if it's going to happen. Don't know if we plan on doing it. But somebody on Jerry's page was like, yeah, the next thing she's going to do is go do a GoFundMe page for the RV. We didn't think about that. Somebody else did. So if that happens, it's because that person put that idea in our head. Because I was like, you know what? I know how to save money. I can squirrel money away. Problem is, sometimes one of us spends a little too much money, or goes, oh, yeah, we got that extra money in that savings account. why don't we pull out the money we need or we want to use for whatever, and we'll just pay it back when we can? No, 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 no. If I suggest that idea to Jerry, I'm gonna be like, we're not touching that money unless it's a 911, somebody's at the hospital, we need to pay for that bill, or we have enough money to put down a good chunk of money on an RV. We're not just going to dip in it because, oh, I miscalculated. Well, that's tough. Calculate it back in. Don't go dipping into a savings. But we'll see what happens. Never can tell. Anyhow, now that I am out of work temporarily, you will see me do a vlog daily. Yes, I will be doing vlogs daily thanks to the freedom I have of not worrying about work. Granted, you'll also be able to go on, come with me as I go through and finish or finalize the different projects in the different rooms. If I can do it right and get my angles properly, I will hopefully be doing more cooking videos. In fact, tonight's dinner, which was not an every plate dinner, it was a meal of my own concoction that I could have probably recorded, but I didn't. And basically, tonight's dinner was homemade fried rice with ground beef. Well, I'll give you all the ingredients. Basically, it was a package of rice-a-roni, gluten-free rice-a-roni, some brown ground beef, gluten-free teriyaki sauce, gluten-free soy sauce, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, or not vinegar, excuse me, sesame seed oil, a pinch of ginger, garlic, and onions. So that's basically what I made for dinner for me, and broccoli. Basically, to run down the recipe real quick, is you just take your ground beef, you brown it. Once it gets brown enough, you add in your seasonings. Let that congeal with the onion and garlic. And then once all the ingredients are together, make a little hole in between it and crack 2 eggs and scramble it in the space you make, and then mix it in with the other stuff. And then I use a boiling microwavable bag of broccoli. Not boiling bag, just microwave broccoli. Once broccoli was cooked, I threw it in with the other ingredients, mixed it up, and served it up. And I can easily go back for more, but I know if I do, it's not going to sit well. But I made that tonight because, well, 2 reasons why. One, I thought I accidentally lost, thrown away, or whatever, the turkey sausage meat for chicken parmesan, not turkey, chicken sausage that was going to be used to make chicken parmesan. It was hiding with some of the ingredients for every plate, and I didn't pull out any kind of meat for Mom. Now, I offered Mom the dinner I was making, and she was like, I don't know, I might not like the ingredients, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, what are you gonna have, or what can I make for you? She goes, no, I just pull out some ribs from the freezer and heat up some ribs and whatnot. I went, okay, your choice. So that was dinner. Tomorrow, depending on what's going on, depends on what I make. I have some meat out for. I have meat in the refrigerator for the chicken parm. I have meat in the refrigerator for something for me and me and Mom. Chicken parm may be lunch tomorrow for me and Jerry. I know Mom will not want it because the fact that it has red sauce instead of white sauce. That in fact, she's not a big fan of chicken sausage. So I just kind of went, okay. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I will probably be on here tomorrow afternoon or something like that for another video. So until next time, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye. Oh, wait a minute. I'm so ready to get off this because the fact I don't know what time it is. It's, almost 7:30. I've been in here too long. Jerry's going to question what I was doing. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question and comment box. If you're not a member of my channel and decide that you want to be, which is your choice, you can click on the little subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up. Click on the bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. So until next time, enjoy. Bye.